What's it like staying at the Horseshoe Las Vegas in 2026? We lift the boycott and check it out next on Jaycation. Hey, what's up, Jaycationers? Welcome back to another video here in the Las Vegas series. And in today's video, we have returned to the place where the boycott started, Horseshoe Las Vegas. Last time, we were treated like horse dung, but this time around, I've learned my lesson, and I'm not gonna talk to a single soul. I'm gonna check in at the kiosk right at 3 o'clock, check out right at 11 o'clock, and avoid any type of extra early check-in fees or checkout fees. But it's been a couple of years since I have returned to the Horseshoe, and I kind of want to show you guys exactly what's new and what they have to offer, and just see how the rooms are in 2026. So let's check out the arcade and the Grand Bazaar shops as well, and maybe even eat at a few popular places around the Grand Bazaar shops. Let's get started. Little note for y'alls who don't know about shortcuts here. The Versailles Tower has a hallway here on the second floor that will take you to the Versailles Tower, obviously, but also over to Horseshoe. So if you just follow the zigzagging hallway and the footbridge, it's all indoor, you're good to go. Taking this way keeps you inside, and you actually end up by the escalators in the very front of the casino of Horseshoe, where the poker room is, and then from there you can walk back to your room on the opposite side. Here is the indoor footbridge. Just so you guys know, there is a CVS pharmacy in between Paris and the Horseshoe and the Bazaar shops. Probably the closest place for you to grab waters. And across is the Bellagio fountains. So it's kind of a maze, but it's not too hard to figure out. And you'll get over to Horseshoe within 3 minutes. There you go, Horseshoe Casino. Basically, Versailles is technically the property of Horseshoe, but they just turned it into Paris and had the whole theming turn into a France theme. So after you zig and you zag, you get over here to the Versailles Tower elevators, and we are practically here in the Horseshoe property. This is where the Laugh Factory is and the Provence Ballroom. But all you gotta do is hook a left down these escalators. You can already see the horseshoes on the carpet. There is a Jubilee kiosk over here where you can get wine and spirits. Then over on this side, it's a coffee spot called Nosh. Right in the distance is the poker room. Look at all these World Series of Poker chips and memorabilia over this way. They got a gallery of champions over here. This is this Kino? I do love the carpet over here with all the horseshoes. Yep, this is the Kino Lounge. So we're in the very front. I'm gonna take you over to the Bazaar shops. This is the lobby bar they have over here, and they've done a really great job with it. It looks really nice and classy. Gold and white, and then they have these really cool red and blue leather chairs. There's a grand piano over this way, and this is the front entryway. Another thing that you could take note of is, instead of checking in at Paris, they actually have the Paris kiosks here for your Versailles Tower, and they also can check you in over where Horseshoe is. So even though it's a Paris property, you can check in here at Horseshoe. All right, here's the taxi line. It is kind of windy. You can actually get over to the Cromwell and Flamingo area by crossing the crosswalk over here. It is much faster. And if you have to get over to Grand Bazaar shops, you can just walk over this way. Horseshoe shares the parking lot, the parking garage with Paris. So Paris and Horseshoe are one big parking garage. And there is the back part of Giordano's and Smelly Cat, what are they feeding you? And once you cross this crosswalk right here, you have made it over to the Grand Bazaar shops. I do like the H for Horseshoe, obviously. Since we've last covered the Horseshoe, this establishment, Chilango's Tacos, has opened up, and they serve tacos al pastor, carne asada, tacos, quesadilla, top sirloin tacos. It's actually really good. I had it yesterday. Enjoy it. If you want to see it, it's in my Vidara video. There's Fat Tuesday, you got Fuel Bar and Dirt Dog. Then you also have Smelly Cat Karaoke Bar. And then Giordano's is right above it. Little secret, if you need to go to the restroom, there is a restroom here in this corner. Men is on this side, women is on the opposite side. Then you have the famous Dave's Hot Chicken. That's all over the USA. There they are, hard at work. making some really decent tacos here. Ooh, I like the Chilangos Tacos sign. As we walk down, they have a fragrance store, Viva Las Vegas Gifts and Souvenirs, and then there is a 7th Chakra store, as well as your Raider image. They do have a small Raider image here on the side. Old Red is always popping. There's always some sort of a line in here and really great live music. They do have 4 different levels, including their rooftop, and their 777 table that overlooks the Bellagio in Las Vegas Boulevard. Great spot. Then you got a huge It's Sugar. You know you want it. This is the Raider image. Pretty soon that's gonna say Fernando Mendoza. Then one of the newest buildings right next to Old Red is Bottled Blonde. They also have live music. A couple of floors. It's not as big as Old Red. It looks like it from the outside, but it isn't. You got the Sunglass Hut over here in one of the walkways, and there are just tons of stores. Rock Cinema, Expressions, Tokyo Nail Bar, Selected Beauty Boutique, and then there's a few closed down stores over this way. Those tacos really do smell good. Their hot sauce is hot, I'm telling you. So if you go up these stairs here to the left, the Red Door Escape Room is right there. And then you got Wahlburgers, Mark Wahlberg's burger restaurant. So if you want to do an escape room and have some Wahlburgers, you got it right here. You got Fuel Bar over this way, and then more closed stores, but they also added the Viva Las Vegas gift shop, and you can also pick up your liquor. They got a emergency footwear Rollasole machine over here, so for you girls that are wearing them high heels, you can pick up those Rollasoles. Don't ever walk the strip barefoot, it's gross. We're in this row, they do have Dirt Dog, they have a vape shop down the way, World Crawl. The vape shop is called Puff Vegas, that's actually pretty funny. Then there is a bubble tea spot, Happy Lemon. You could actually smell the brown sugar boba over here. There is a timeshare welcome center over this way too. Then you got the Ben & Jerry's, as well as the Westgate timeshare people right by the subway, and then there's a mini Wahlburgers bar the very corner as you turn over towards where CVS is. There is your view of the Horseshoe, which was formerly Bally's and formerly the MGM Grand back in the day, where an infamous fire on, I believe, the 19th floor, correct me if I'm wrong, a lot of people perished in that fire, and that's why they say the Horseshoe is haunted. But if you do think about it, everyone dies in these hotels. Some get covered up, or some just never get publicized, but it happens. Every hotel is technically haunted, if that's true. All right, final corner. You got Tix4.com. This, I don't know. They say they save you, but I'm sure there's other fees. Then this is very popular, is Istanbul Mediterranean. We will eat here later on in the video. I like the name of this place. It's called Pizza. Me and Jaycation have eaten here before after a Super Bowl party. Ask him on the chat next time you see him about that Super Bowl party. Ramen Ya is right here. I heard it's really good. Get a Sapporo draft and some ramen noodles. Yeah, I need to try that ramen place at some point too. And the It's Sugar is so huge that it takes up most of the right side. And finally here on the corner is Duck Donuts. They actually have a Duck Donuts challenge. It's like a shake. Oh, there's no way I could do that. I'm lactose. The other way to get into the Horseshoe would be through here, up these escalators, and then you just take the walking bridge over and then back down another set of escalators, which will get you ultimately to the lobby. Although they renamed the Horseshoe, they never renamed the Grand Bazaar shops. It's just the Grand Bazaar shops at Horseshoe, and they did add this huge rectangular marquee that lights up the night for Horseshoe right beside Old Red, promoting UFC, Blake Shelton, and all the other events going on around town. Right there to your left is the Horseshoe Tower. There you can see that walking bridge I was telling you about, and then the Versailles Tower is right behind that, and then you can see a little bit of Paris picking behind. Well, 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 we meet again. Why, hello there, Jaycationers. We got the bag. We're back at Earl Sandwich. You know it's a given that I end up coming here every trip. Well, ever since Atlantico Vanayo opened, I stopped coming here as much. I'm right next door at Horseshoe, and I'm starving, and I kind of wanted to eat a little better today, so I didn't get a sandwich. I actually got a wrap. You went with their chicken Caesar wrap. We're a hop, skip, and a jump away from the Paris and Horseshoe, so basically I just cross over to Paris, go in the casino, and then you can get to the Horseshoe from there. We ended up getting the chicken Caesar wrap. It's actually, I think, about 50 cents more than a sandwich, $10.49 instead of $9.99. You gotta ask for your Tabasco sauce packets. Looks like it's just packed with chicken. It's served cold in a tortilla wrap. There's also croutons in here with lettuce and cheese. Chicken, cheese, and crouton mix is really good. Nice and fresh. Always add a little spice with the Tabasco. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Your Caesar dressing is really tasty too. Absolutely smashed. That chicken wrap, chicken Caesar wrap, really good. Definitely recommend that. That will also go in my repertoire with the tuna melt and the original sandwich. Earls, you always come through. The trusty Earl. Till next time, the world's greatest hot sandwich and wraps. Here is the Versailles Tower check-in. And there is a Lavazza cafe over here as well in the check-in area of the Horseshoe. And these are the Horseshoe check-in kiosks, but it's still kind of early and I want to avoid getting any type of fees. See that? Early check-in, subject to availability. Additional fees may apply. There's a book your tour area over this way, and then a welcome to the fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada store. Check this out. Flavortown has a $19.99 all-you-can-eat brunch Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Happy hour Monday to Friday, 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. That's a long happy hour. Shout out the guy. Over this way in the corner between Flamingo is the Uber rideshare area. And then you also got an essentials store right here. I've actually picked up some stuff here in the past through the assortment of slot machines over here. You're eventually gonna get to the Horseshoe elevators. This is actually a newer bar. I've covered it before. Jack Binion's Steak is over here. There used to be an Asian spot next to Jack Binion's, but it is now closed and it's just boarded up. We are headed down over this way towards the arcade. The bottom floor is where a lot of the fun is. There's the cabinet of curiosities. I just went there a couple of months ago during Modcation. Shout out to all my mods. We had a couple of drinks here before I left for the airport. Over on this side, you do have the Real Bodies exhibition as well as massage services, and that is the cabinet, and then the speakeasy is behind that door safe. I've covered it in the past. It's called The Lock. Then you also got the Twilight Zone by Monster Mini Golf, and they do have 4 bowling lanes here and a few arcade games. The Twilight Zone Monster Mini Golf. This place is actually pretty cool. You also got the Marshall Russo over here, as well as a place called Lick. Not only is there a Ben & Jerry's over at the Grand Bazaar shops, but there's one here in the very back. And you do have the food hall. Well, it's technically a food court, but they call it food hall. Johnny Rockets, Wing Zone, Nathan's, Subway, Sbarro's, and Auntie Annie's. And you do have the huge arcade area right here. There's an arcade bar, and then you go in through those gates to the actual arcade. Welcome to the fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. See, you don't even have to fall in line for this one. The Blue Pool is closed for the season. It's over down this way towards the monorail. So the monorail stops over here as well. It serves as the Horseshoe and Paris property. And then if you're looking for the fitness center, the Horseshoe Fitness Center is right here. It almost feels like a Planet Fitness. They got purple machines. They have some ellipticals, treadmills, free weights, medicine balls, and all that good stuff in there. And it's pretty decent for the Horseshoe. Here's Frederick's Paranormal Mind Reading Magic. Then the Monte Cristo Cigar Bar is over by Le Boulevard. That's at Paris. And then if you need to get to the monorail is over here to the right. Obviously, we have to walk over here to the Blue Pool just so you can see it. This is the entrance. There is water in the pool right now, and there are cabanas. You can see this when you're on a ride on the monorail, and they have a pretty decent sized pool with some day beds. What is this? Rocks X or X Rocks Sexy Topless Review. You can buy tickets. I've actually watched the Jubilee show once upon a time over here, and this is over at their theater. So there's the massage area, and just to the right, past Real Bodies, take the elevators back to your room. Shout out to Lucky Box. They actually have a vending machine here as well now. You got a daiquiri bar here to the left and the small Caesar Sportsbook to the right, but you can walk over to Paris and they do have a bigger sportsbook, but you can place your bets over here. And we are headed over towards Flavor Town. Shout out to Guy Fieri. Brun Crystal is still going strong. There's a men's store called The Dean where you can pick up men's apparel, but Flavor Town is right here. Flavor Town has a lot. $19.99 all you can eat brunch. That's a pretty good deal. Huge TVs. I'm still looking for a place to watch the AFC NFC Championship tomorrow. This probably will be hopping as well. This is the Viva Vegas store. More souvenirs you can pick up. And then you got the high-tech room with these transformers surrounding each side. That's the William Carr Gallery. And now, I think this is the crossover to Paris, the back part of Paris. But there is a FedEx office here. Our favorite street sweeper guy is not here anymore. I wonder if they moved him. And then the self-parking garage is right here. We actually went to Istanbul Mediterranean, which is down at the Grand Bazaar shops. There's always a line. I recently just covered it on Norma's channel, her late night eats video. And when we went, I wanted to get the Turkish pita, but they were sold out. It's that nice pita bread with sesame on top. And I ended up getting the mix of chicken, beef, and lamb. And we did all the veggies minus pickles. And then I put their Turkish sauce. I added feta cheese for $1. And I also put their hot sauce. And I saw him put a big glob of hot sauce on both sides. So we might be paying for this at some point. Well, let's try it out. I've never had their Turkish pita. Bread is soft. I do like that sauce. Mixture of chicken, lamb, and beef is really good. And the pita is tasty. Got a little feta mix in there too. Yum. This was just under $20. Okay. It's pricey, but everything's pricey here on the strip. But they make really great Istanbul Mediterranean food, and they're actually gonna open up a second location in downtown Vegas. That's how big they are. All the workers there are so attentive as well. You watch them through the window, and then they also they make the food and they have a good time. So shout out to them. I know they must be working long hours over there. I'm feeling it. All right, Jaycationers, it is time for the oh so popular room tour. So we ended up booking a Saturday night here in Vegas, busy Saturday night at the Horseshoe. I'll give you the price at the very end of this video. We got the 2 queen beds on the resort tower, and it's exactly as I remembered it. There's really no changes or nothing. One positive I would say is that they have a refrigerator here, so that's great. But we did book the 2 queen beds. They only give you 2 pillows per bed, so I'm gonna steal 2 of those pillows and put it on the other bed because I usually like having 4 with me. So you kind of have this cream square padding in the back of your beds. It's a good enough design. A little dated. Then you have this red and circular pattern, almost like crop circles all around on the wall towards the bed. Then you have this lamp, a see-through lamp, an orange tint to it, and a horseshoe telephone. There's only 1 charger here, but you also have an outlet there, no outlet there, and they actually still have holy Bibles. We should just focus more on positives like we usually do on this channel. I do like this brownish leather bench that they have on each side of each bed to put your shoes on over here. Watch some TV. Not the greatest view, but you got this dark brown chair here overlooking, oh, you can see the Eiffel Tower peeking over there to the right, and the main tower of Paris, as well as the Hilton Grand Vacations Ilara. I do like the red and silver swivelly chair that has wheels on it. You also have a chrome trash can, huge desk space over here, and then this silver lamp here in the corner, and it has 1 USB charger and 1 outlet here that you can use. Then you have a huge mirror with a bouquet red and yellowy painting. We'll definitely get some uploading and editing done tonight. So this was about maybe 4 years back. I Ended up having to stay here at the Horseshoe in one of these rooms for like 6 nights because back home when my parents got sick, got the C word, so I didn't go home to San Diego. I just stayed here in Vegas. And at the time I wasn't as crazy filming my hotel videos yet. So I just booked 6 nights here at like $9 a night with no resort fee because then I had Diamond, I believe. I really remember staying in these rooms because I was there for that 6 days. You have the drawer area. You do have 2 dresser drawers, and then in here you have a mini fridge. They also have a Las Vegas magazine with the one and only Blake Shelton. You can check out his old red restaurant over there. Then there's this black ice bucket with about 6 Caesars Rewards cups, and then you do have a nice LG TV, but no, they don't connect to the apps. You could probably throw your HDMI cord there in the back and use it. Saturday night's main event for WWE is actually on in about 20 minutes, but I gotta head to a red carpet tonight, so we're gonna miss it. I guess this place is never short of mirrors. You have a full-size mirror over here, makes the room even bigger. It's a pretty spacious room, but the bathroom's not that big. You'll see. Entryway, you do have a door to a conjoining room, and the red door leads to outside. You got the double locks right here, and then the light switch right up there. Closet area, you have about 8 or 9 wooden hangers. Might have to do the hanger trick tonight. So basically people that are asking, you just grab these 2 clips on the hanger and then you just clip together the ends of the curtains so that the sun doesn't peek through in the morning and you don't wake up too early. That's how I keep it black out dark in here. You have a nice safe right here as well as your luggage rack. There's also an ironing board and iron. And why is there a sock that is not mine? That's gross. There's a sock that is not mine. Look, hashtag not my sock, not my sock. Gross. See that, the things you find right in the middle of a room tour. Here is the air conditioning controls right here in the corner by the bed. At least the bathroom, it's really small, but it's very bright. They have lights up here, 3 different lights. Then you have a square mirror with lights on each side, and then a granite white countertop. They do give you bodyography massage soap bars, your cleansing bar, as well as body lotion, and oh wow, 3 different body lotions. And then your tissue paper is over there on the side. Your hand and face towels are down below, as well as your regular towels. Your hair dryer is right here. And then they have extra tissue paper as well as toilet paper. Low to the ground, there's also a chrome trash can right here. Your magnifying and makeup mirror is over here hanging on the side that swivels. Your toilet paper dispenser real close to where you're sitting. Ooh, I almost like sunk into that toilet bowl. Now take a look at this. The glass door to the shower hits the actual door to the room, so you have to make sure you close that when you go into the shower. And when you hit into the shower, there are 2 ledges right here, and then they do provide you with community body wash, shampoo, and conditioner. So just like MGM, they have it here on the wall, but you get to actually keep the lotion and the soap bars if you wanted to take it back with you. At MGM, you can't do that. They have a regular shower head, and then this is the hot cold lever, and then your floor towel. Oh, also another thing, check-in is at 4 p.m. and if you try to check in either at 2:30 or 3 o'clock, they still ask you for 20 bucks for trying to come in early. And check out at 11, checkout's not at 12. So MGM Grand, when your room's ready, your room's ready. You could get it at 11:30 in the morning and you're still traveling to the airport into Vegas. Sometimes, it happens most of the time, but sometimes you'll get in at 3. So check-in is 3 at MGM and checkout is at 11. Caesars properties, taking another hour away from our stays. The sock kind of grosses me out, I'm not gonna lie, but hey, it's the Horseshoe. I will fast forward to me tomorrow to tell you exactly how the night went so you guys know how my exact stay is. I usually film it right before I leave. I'll also give you the pricing details that time as well. Take it away, future Jaycation.
Tomorrow for sure.
Good morning, Jaycation Nation. Back here in the room at Horseshoe. So let's start off with the positives because, you know, we want to give these places a fair chance, and for the most part, I'm positive. The room was very quiet last night, so did not get interrupted by loud neighbors or people walking down the hallway. The heater was working well. I felt comfortable. The room was good enough, minus that dirty sock. That dirty sock screwed everything up. The TV is pretty nice. I'm watching some NFL. Horseshoe, you know, what I will say is you could probably compare the Horseshoe to the lower MGM resorts like the Luxor and Excalibur, but I would rather stay at the Luxor and Excalibur at this point. The only advantage that Horseshoe has is that it's like smack dab in the center of everything, and you have the Bellagio fountains, and the savior is the Grand Bazaar shops with the new Chilangos tacos and the Istanbul Mediterranean. Then you also got the 2 country bars up front, so a lot of people enjoy that. But with the nickel and diming, which we already knew, I said I'm booking this knowing exactly what Horseshoe's weakness is. 4 p.m. check-in. No customer service whatsoever. So I said, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna check in at 4 p.m. I'm gonna avoid talking to anybody, if at all, and check out right at 11. I also heard rumors that they may also charge people that are still in their room past 11 a.m. The only time you'll get preferential treatment here, unfortunately, and that's the way Caesars is handling it now, is if you did have a higher status, whether you were, even with diamond status, I didn't feel like I was treated well. If you were probably diamond plus or above, I think that's where you get that better treatment ultimately, or maybe not. Comment down below if you are that higher status and you don't feel that great about it. But overall, the Horseshoe, the room, basic, but at least you have a refrigerator. So the final cost for a Saturday night to a Sunday was 101 total. So you pay a majority of that as the resort fee plus tax. It was about 65 bucks, which is egregious even with their pool closed. I think that casinos and resorts that have their pools closed in the winter need to just get rid of those resort fees, because that's a major thing that they put on the resort fee list. And parking is not even part of resort fees. That's another thing. You have to pay extra for parking here. So for me, I can't park here because I don't have any status. So I parked over at Bellagio and will walk and drag my bags over there. That's the only negatives. That's a lot of negatives actually about the Horseshoe. So would I stay here again? Obviously I will, because I cover all the hotels and try to give you guys updates every year or two. If there's any other resorts or places you want me to cover, comment down below. Here in Vegas, Hawaii, San Diego, or rest of the world, I'd like to hear it. Las Vegas 777 Let's Go is my Facebook group. Make sure you check that out. 5,000 lovely Las Vegas fanatics and return tourists are on there giving some great up-to-date advice about the city. All right, and also please subscribe. Only about 34% of you are subscribed to the channel over the last 28 days watching these videos. So there's 66% of y'alls, you know, that are not subscribed and are watching. So please subscribe and comment. It's a fun community and we welcome the positivity here on Jaycation. All right, guys, until the next one, stay traveling Las Vegas. Let's go.